The night we didn't think would change everything. It all started like any other weekend. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm pretty much a goody two-shoes. I focus on my studies, try to stay out of trouble, and hang out with a tight-knit group of friends. But lately, my friends had been pressuring me to go out, to do something fun, something wild. Honestly, I was nervous. I'd never been to a party like the one they were talking about, but part of me wanted to feel what it was like to let go, even just for one night. The party was at a house on the edge of town, thrown by some older guys who were friends with one of my friend's older siblings. Everyone was talking about how crazy it was going to be. I felt out of place when we first got there. Everyone was drinking, dancing, and laughing too loudly. I'd never seen so many people my age so carefree, or maybe reckless is a better word. There was a sense of excitement in the air, but also a strange tension. I stuck to my friends, mostly because I was too nervous to talk to anyone else. But after a while, they convinced me to have a drink. It wasn't like I was planning on getting drunk, but I figured, what's one drink? Everyone else is doing it. The night went on, and the music was loud, people were dancing, and I slowly felt myself relaxing. I felt free. It was weird. But then, things started to get blurry. I don't remember much after that. I know I should have stayed with my friends the whole time, but I didn't. At some point, I found myself talking to a guy I didn't know. He was older, maybe in his 20s. He was charming, sweet-talking me, and before I knew it, we were outside away from the party. I guess I trusted him. Maybe I was just tired of always being the good girl, the one who never took chances. But I should have known better. I woke up the next morning with a headache and a sense of panic. I remembered bits and pieces of what happened, but not everything. I could tell something wasn't right. I wasn't alone in my confusion. My friends were texting me, and it was clear that a few of them had been with guys that night, too. And the worst part? A few of them weren't feeling well. At first, we thought it was just hangovers, but as the days went by, it became clear it was something worse. Some of us had infections, like, serious infections. I wasn't sure what to do, but none of us wanted to admit it. We didn't go to the doctor at first, but we all kept talking, trying to figure out what happened. That's when one of my friends, Lena, said she might be pregnant. We all thought she was joking, but she wasn't. Lena was scared. She'd never been in a situation like this before, and the idea of telling her parents terrified her. I know she felt alone, and I hated seeing her like that. She was always the most confident of us, the one who held everything together, and now she was falling apart. She was crying every day, trying to find a way out. After a couple of weeks, Lena made a decision. She found someone to help her get an abortion. We didn't know much about it, but we all encouraged her, even though part of me felt like we were all just rushing into decisions we weren't ready to make. She went through with it. She said she was okay, but we could all see she wasn't. I didn't want to believe it, but I think she was in way over her head. A couple of days after the procedure, she started getting worse. She couldn't keep any food down, and she was so pale. She went to the hospital. The doctors tried to help, but it was too late. The infection had spread, and it was too much for her body to handle. We were all devastated, in complete shock. Lena was gone. It felt like everything around me had crumbled in an instant. One minute, she was laughing and joking with us, and the next minute, she was gone. I couldn't stop crying, but I also couldn't shake the guilt. I kept asking myself, what if I had told her not to go to that party? What if I had stopped her from talking to that guy? After Lena died, the rest of us were left picking up the pieces of our lives. Some of us were sick for weeks, dealing with the aftermath of infections, and we all had to get treated for what happened that night. But no amount of antibiotics or therapy could take away the pain we felt from losing our friend. We all stopped going out. At least, I did. I couldn't bring myself to party again after seeing what it had done to Lena. The whole experience changed me. Every time I think about it, I feel guilty and scared. I wish I had known how risky it all was. I wish I had done something to protect Lena, to protect all of us. Now, every time I hear about parties, or see people talking about wild nights out, I can't help but feel a pang of fear. People say things like, it's just one night, no big deal, but I know now how one bad night can change everything. Lena's gone, and we are all left with the scars.